everyone, my name is TEX and I've been a Mule Wrangler here at the Grand Canyon South Rim since 2019. In this video, we'll review some of the most frequently asked questions about the 2-day mule ride down to Phantom Ranch. As a quick disclaimer, this video is not affiliated with or sponsored by Xanterra Travel Collection or the Grand Canyon Mule Barn. I'm making this video of my own accord based upon my own experiences from working here over the last 5 years. Before we get started, you may be interested in watching a video I made that shows what the 2-day mule ride down to Phantom Ranch is like. You can view that video by clicking on the link at the top of the screen. The first topic we're going to cover is booking the trip. How do you book the mule ride down to Phantom Ranch? The mule rides are run by park concessionaire Xanterra. Visit Xanterra's website for all rider qualifications, information, and booking at the link listed below, which can also be found in the video description. How far in advance can I book the ride? You have 3 different time frames you can try. The first is entering the lottery, which opens 15 months in advance. You can enter the lottery at the link below, which is also found in the video description. Be sure to click on Enter the Phantom Ranch Lottery. The second option is searching the general availability calendar, which opens 13 months in advance on the first of each month. You can search that calendar at the same link at the bottom of the screen, which again is found in the video description. Click on Search Current Phantom Ranch Availability. The last option is a wait list for day before cancellations. You can contact the Bright Angel Transportation Desk to get on that wait list at the phone number listed below. What should I wear? In case you're looking to do some shopping, there's links to some of these items in the video description. Keep in mind also, when you're planning what to wear, that it's going to be 20 degrees hotter at the bottom of the canyon because it's at a much lower elevation. During the warm months, here are the required items for the ride. A long sleeve shirt for sun protection. You want to make sure that it's lightweight and light in color. Please no dark colors, please no sweaters during the heat of the summer. I designed a long sleeve shirt that's perfect for this ride that reads, "I rode the mules Grand Canyon." They are available for purchase online at www.grandcanyonmuleride.etsy.com or at the link in the top of the screen or in the video description. Long pants. Jeans are fine, please no capris. You need long length to cover your ankles when you're sitting in the saddle. Crew length socks. Please no ankle socks. You need your ankles covered for protection during the ride. Closed-toe shoes. Sneakers are fine, cowboy boots are not required. I would recommend just wearing whatever shoes you'd like to have when you're down at the bottom. That way you don't need to bring a change of shoes. A wide brim hat with an adjustable chin strap so you can cinch it on tight. A lanyard for your cell phone so you can wear it around your neck and not drop it during the ride. Sunglasses, as well as a lanyard for your sunglasses so you don't drop them. A rain jacket, and please no ponchos. Those will not work for the ride. Rain jackets are required if there's a chance of rain in the forecast. We highly recommend bringing them during monsoon season from July to September, since afternoon monsoons are not always predictable. A bandana to protect your neck from the sun. Some people use it to cover their nose if the trail is very dusty, or to wet down and keep yourself cool during the hot months as well. Other items that are optional that some people enjoy: a lightweight pair of sun gloves to shade your hands from the sun. Several people have sworn by padded bike shorts to wear under their pants. I have heard mixed reviews, so purchase and wear at your own discretion. If you need to have a lot of items on hand during the ride, some people prefer to wear a fishing-style vest that has a lot of pockets in it. 2 items that you may want to forego bringing are a large SLR camera, unless you're a serious photographer, and a large pair of binoculars. For the people who bring those items on the ride, they find that they're too heavy around their neck, they bump against their chest during the ride, and they just end up not using them because the ride is too bumpy. So most people end up packing those items in the saddlebag at their lunch break. During the winter months, these are the required items. A wicking base layer top that will wick any sweat away from your body to keep you warm. Please make sure that it is not cotton. Packable insulating layers that you can remove as the ride gets warmer with the descent. A warm hat, it can be knitted, fleece, etc. Warm gloves. Warm socks. Insulated footwear. Sneakers are going to be too cold for your toes in the wintertime. A lanyard for your cell phone so you can wear it around your neck and not drop it during the ride. and a rain jacket. And remember, please no ponchos. A rain jacket is required if there's rain or precipitation in the forecast. What should I keep in my pockets during the ride? Most people like to have some Tylenol, ibuprofen, or Advil on them, lip balm with SPF, a travel size sunscreen, any medications that you could possibly need before the end of the ride, such as an EpiPen, inhaler, etc. Additional electrolytes if you'd like to bring them, that's optional. During the cold months, you should also bring a couple of hand warmer packets. Keep in mind as you're putting items in your pockets, though, that your back pockets are going to eject whatever's in there out onto the trail, so items should only be in your front pockets. What should I pack in my overnight bag? The transportation desk will provide you with a 13 by 17-inch drawstring bag. You can bring only what fits in this bag with you on your overnight ride. You'll want to bring toiletries, a change of underwear and socks, a change of clothes when you're down at Phantom Ranch, and keep in mind that it's 20 degrees warmer at the bottom, a swimsuit or swim clothes for the creek if you're riding during the warmer months, a set of pajamas, a phone charger and cord. Now this is if you're using your cell phone for a camera or for your alarm in the morning. Please note that there is no cell phone service, Wi-Fi, or internet down at Phantom Ranch. A headlamp or a mini flashlight. It's much preferred if you bring one with a red lamp option so it does not destroy other people's night vision. Any medications you may need. A credit or debit card for purchases at the canteen. They sell things like souvenirs, postcards, beer, wine, and snacks. Cash for gratuities or tips for your wranglers, for your servers at dinner and breakfast, and for the Phantom Ranch employees who work the canteen window. Optional items that you may want to bring: a washcloth. Towels are provided down there, but if you think you'd need a washcloth, they do not provide those. Flip-flops or sandals for the shower house or for the creek in the warmer months. A mini blacklight flashlight for scorpion hunting. Now this is only for the warmer months and only if you'll think you'll be awake after dark. There's no need to bring a change of clothes for the ride out. We always wear just the same thing we wore the day prior. And there's no need for bringing alternate shoes. I'd just suggest wearing on the ride whatever shoes you'd like to have down at the bottom. If your ride is between November and March, you do have the option to stay down 2 nights. If you do so, they will give you a second bag to bring some additional items. Can I bring a CPAP machine? Indeed you can, and they'll give you a second bag for your CPAP. Can I wear a fanny pack or a small backpack? Unfortunately, those items are not allowed, but some people, if they need to have extra items, prefer to wear a fishing-style vest with lots of pockets. The next section is gratuities. What is a standard tip for wranglers? You may not know that with every guiding job everywhere across the country, tips are a large part of the guide's income and what allows them to continue doing said job. The industry standard for tipping guides is 20% if you received excellent service, if you were pleasantly surprised by their expertise and professionalism. Now you're on vacation, you're here to enjoy yourself, and that's exactly what you should do. But what you may not notice is that your wranglers are watching you, every member of your family, every mule, and every hiker you pass to ensure that you remain safe at all times. They are here for your safety first, and secondly, to show you a good time. And it's not just for your fancy 1-hour meal, but it's for the entirety of 2 straight days. Next section is ride considerations, including the weight limit. How scary is this ride? It may help you to watch a video I made about what the ride is like. You can go back to the beginning of the video for that link. Well, we all have our different fears. If you have a fear of heights, you'll be higher up on a mule, and you'll be riding along cliff edge with a large drop below you on some portions of the ride. And your mule, at least sometimes, is going to walk right on the edge. But you have to trust them, they are safe in doing so. If you have a fear of large animals, you need to be able to trust your mule, but also be comfortable and confident enough to be in charge and be in control of him. You'll need to keep him from eating, and believe me, they will try. You'll need to speed him up to keep the mules close, and you'll need to be able to correct him if needed. Being comfortable with all of the above is important for your safety and enjoyment. Therefore, this ride is not recommended for anyone with a fear of heights or large animals. I'm a little bit over the 200-pound weight limit. How strict are they? There are actually no allowances for any weight over 200 pounds. Now this is important. Please do not fast or dehydrate yourself in order to make the weight limit. It would be dangerous to compromise your health prior to this physically rigorous ride. Some parties decide to split up to where some members hike down and the others ride the mules and they meet down at the bottom. Another alternative is our 2-hour King and Vista ride where the weight limit is 225 pounds. How difficult is this ride? Or, I'm under the 200-pound weight limit, so I will do fine on this ride, right? The ride to Phantom Ranch is a physically rigorous trip. Many people are surprised at how much harder it is than what they were expecting. This is not the easy way down. This is not a pony ride where you just sit there and the mule does all the work for you. You'll be expected to pay attention to your mule and do some work by being in charge and controlling him. You'll need to keep him from eating, and believe me, they will try. You'll need to speed him up to keep the mules close together, and you'll need to correct him if needed. There are a few rider requirements that are in addition to the weight limit to ensure rider safety. You need to be able to mount and dismount with minimal assistance. Your weight needs to be in proportion to your height. Now that is rather vague, so what does that mean? I suggest looking online for a BMI chart or a body mass index chart, and I would recommend a maximum BMI of no more than the low 30s. Now why is this important? Riding a mule down to Phantom Ranch is not the easy way down. It is a physically rigorous ride that requires both upper and lower body strength as well as good overall muscular condition. With a BMI of mid to upper 30s, that is usually not the case unless you're a very muscular person. To elaborate a little further, you're in the saddle a minimum of 5 hours a day. The downhill ride requires you to lean back and engage your abdominal muscles for the entire day, and there is pressure on your hips, seat, knees, and ankles that accumulates as the ride progresses. The saddles become uncomfortable if you're not used to them, and you will be sore even if you're in good physical condition. The weather can also make the ride challenging. Summer temperatures can contribute to dehydration, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. And in my years of working here, I've found that this affects mature women the most often. There are also some potential health concerns to take into consideration. If you have poor hip flexibility, it may be difficult and/or painful for you to mount, dismount, and ride safely. If you have pain in the hips, knees, or ankles, if you need a hip or knee replacement, or if you've had recent surgery, I do not recommend this ride. Guests with health conditions should consult a physician and ensure that he or she understands that this is a physically rigorous ride. Have them consider the previous points. Keep in mind that while this ride may be on your bucket list, if you're very unsure, it's not worth jeopardizing your safety. With all that being said, if you're in good enough shape to do this ride, but you're inactive, I'd suggest you do a little bit of preparation in advance, which I'll cover in the next section. What can I do to prepare? I have a couple suggestions for things you can do in advance of the ride at home. I'd suggest doing a ride in your area and see how easy it is for you to mount and dismount from the ground using a mounting block, and how comfortable riding in a saddle is for you. If it's comfortable and no problem for you, wonderful. Alternatively, some people find that riding is more strenuous than they thought, that sitting in a saddle is uncomfortable and/or painful since your hips are spread so wide and you're not used to it, and that they might not want to do a ride that's any longer or more strenuous than their test ride. Keep in mind that the ride down to Phantom Ranch is 5 to 6 hours per day, and it is more strenuous since the first day has you riding all downhill rather than on flat ground. Some riders arrive a day or two early to the canyon and they do our Canyon Vista ride to test themselves out, which is a flat 2-hour ride. That is a fabulous idea. And if you're inactive, you might benefit by doing some exercises in advance, things like abdominal exercises, crunches, or something that will help increase your hip flexibility. The day prior to your ride, please start hydrating, drinking electrolytes, and plan for your breakfast the next morning. Either find a place that's going to be open early enough in advance of your meetup time, or buy breakfast that you can eat in your room before going. During your ride, please hydrate, drink electrolytes, and eat a substantial amount during your lunch break. During the warmer months, please make sure that you eat plenty of salty items during your lunch break. Wet down with the hose before you leave your lunch area. And during the ride, you can wet down your neck bandana and your head to help keep you cool. If you're diabetic, I would recommend keeping snacks on you for emergencies. If you're able to take pain medications such as Tylenol, ibuprofen, or Advil, that will make your ride more enjoyable. Some riders prefer to take it before, during, and after the ride. A quick disclaimer though, I am not a doctor and I am not providing medical advice. And please let your Wranglers know before the ride if you have a health condition that could present itself. In closing, in the words of the great Ron Clayton, if you work with us on all of the above, we'll do our level best to show you the trip of a lifetime in one of the most beautiful places in the world, and you'll get to see it like not many people do. Hope to see y'all out here real soon. Thanks for watching.